batsmen in. Bangladesh in their effort to get the scoreboard moving along, taking a few risks and getting the quick runs, and in the process, as you can see, he thought it played with soft hands, Mahmoud Riyad, and he would have, his partner would have made it, but what a direct throw, good direct throw that was. They've been very, very agile, alert, accurate in the field, the Australians today, and it's paid off for them. He was looking good till he got run out, disappointed, but the Australians cock a hoop, understandably containing the Bangladeshi batters. Running out of overs, and it'll be a tough ask. I think Mehdi Hasan would do well just to give the strike back as quickly as possible to Mahmoudullah Riyad, who's got to step on the gas now. Been holding one end up while the others have been batting around him, but he's lost his partners. Delicate balancing act when you've lost 6 wickets and you're left with just the 4 overs after the next delivery. But to throw caution to the wind, that's this kind of format of the game. Just as Anjum said, just can't die wandering.
Mahmoudullah wants to make it count here. They're already leading 2-0 in the series. One of the most experienced players is out there with Mehdi Hasan. And he knows the importance of this batting pair for Bangladesh. 98 for 6.
In all the 3 games, not been able to compound it, in a problem, but it's all up to young Mehdi Hasan. His ploy, just stands his ground, tried to pull it away, not quite getting hold of it, gets a single. More importantly, I think gives the strike back to Mahmoudullah Riyad. Well, it hung in the air for a while. Couple of runs. Mahmoudullah is the only Bangladeshi batsman who has hit 56s in T20s. And he really needs to go big now. Well, there will be improvisation. Might be a tad risky, but it pays off on occasions. He will chance his arm.
The Australian bowling has been spot on today. Much improved from the early 2 T20Is that they played. 7 bowlers have been used by Captain Matthew Wade. And he's rotated them exceedingly well.
Well, he's content to block the balls, getting an inside part of the bat. Trickles away for a single. Mehdi Hasan himself has been amongst the best Bangladeshi hitters in the BPL 2019. It's 17 sixes in that tournament. So we've got 2 capable big hitters in the middle. At the moment, the bowling has been so tidy. And they've not really been allowed to get underneath the ball to go for the big hits. Once again, forced to tuck it away. This has been very, very good bowling by the Australians. Right from the word go, bringing in a spinner for the first time to open the over, rotating the strikes, the bowlers wonderfully well. Matthew Wade, it's all paid off. Slowing the balls down, getting a grip by the spinners and getting them to just play safely at those deliveries. Only 6 runs coming from that 17th over, 104 for 6.
Baba!
Statue!
Not enough tall blocks in that graph for Bangladesh. Thus, the current run rate of 6.12. Need to get a move on and quickly. It's on that short pitch delivery. Guides it back at a point. It's going to be a chase for the fielder, but he does make it and only restricts them to a couple of runs.
As I mentioned, the Australian bowlers have been exceedingly well on top of their game today. The change that they've made with every game from first T20 right up to today, 58% of slower deliveries being used by the Australian bowlers. Of course, 5 bowlers were used in the first game and the second. 7 of them today. Dan Christian getting a look in. Nathan Ellis coming in. Of course, Nathan Ellis coming in instead of Mitchell Starc tonight. And such an important element. Yes, Mitchell Starc doesn't need to bowl that variation. He beats people by pace and that swing that he has. For the other bowlers, it's such a nice learning curve. Good seam position right into the block hole from Ellis.
Well, he had to go for it. Maybe exposed his intentions in dancing down the wicket and allowed Ellis to just drop the ball a tad short. Thus, really couldn't get a hold of it the way he'd have liked to. Mehdi, but the intentions are pretty clear. They know that they've got to get a move on. They need a big over now. Defended 131, did Bangladesh in the first T20 international. But they need to get the numbers on board. 107 for 6. 2.5 overs after this. Need some big runs if they're going to test the Australian batters. Done well after he went for quite a few runs, Ellis. Coming back nicely. It's just that variation of speed and accuracy has not allowed the batsman to use any kind of pace at all.
Yes, they've been impressive. They've ensured that at all times the pressure is on the Bangladesh batsmen, wanting to put runs on the board. Mahmudullah electing to bat first after winning the toss.
He goes big time, doesn't get a hold of it. There's some protection. 2 of them converging, but 2 more runs. I haven't had a boundary for 18 deliveries. It's the wrong end of the innings when you run out of boundaries. When they dry up, to get the pressure building on you, you try to improvise, and that gives the opportunity to the bowlers to eke out a wicket.
It's very, very warm out there. It's very humid too. Remember, we've had a lot of rain an hour or hour and a half prior to the start of play. The humidity levels are extremely high, 82%. top shot. When you can stand and deliver, just like what Mahmudullah has done, you don't need to bother running. 1-1-4 for 6.
দারুণ খবর।
In the last delivery of the previous over, needed a boundary badly, did Bangladesh, and he's delivered. Maybe in the air for a while, was there in the slot, and he went full hug at it, right with his follow through. Just look at the other end of that shot, maybe trying to slow it down. How far was it from the fielder? Well, no, it's far enough. He might have got a little excited, but it was well clear of that fielder. Spoiled his over with that boundary. 3 of 6 needs to go. He does, picks it up, but there is some protection. Just the single.
We're mentioning about the importance of change of pace and how the Australians have done that so very well today. The contribution of this man on screen, Adam Zampa, has been outstanding today. You know, we've not got very good numbers in the power play right through the years, but the first 2 T20s, he bowled a little bit of sprayed all over the place, especially looking at the pitch. But let's not forget he had a left-hander and a right-hander to bowl to. But the 2 wickets that he managed, of course, the over-pitch delivery or a full-length delivery. But today, he slowed down in his pace just a bit from 87 to 86, and the 2 full balls that he's picked up a wicket off. Oh, that's dangerous. He'll have to re-bowl that. And a free hit will be given as well.
Just slipped out of his fingers. It had rolled across the outfield, and it's still a little soggy. Maybe collecting a bit of moisture. This occasion, Hazelwood just trying to bowl a knuckle ball. I think it went awry, well over the head, and that will be very welcome for Bangladesh, particularly that free hit coming up. As you can see, is trying to do that. Could not control it. Difficult as it is to bowl the knuckle ball. Free hit coming up. What can they garner from this? Gone big time. It's in the air. It's going to fall short of the fielder. Just couldn't get a hold of it the way he wanted to.
Again, the knuckle ball not going very well for Hazelwood, but just to finish that point of Zampa, Shamim, he slowed down a notch in pace today and tried to pitch the ball further up to the batter to allow the ball to grip and turn. You know how essential and how important Zampa's spell and Ashtonager's spell is to Australian lineup. Initially, he was bowling a lot quicker, 87 Ks in the first T20. He slowed down in the second, went down nearly towards 85 or 86 an average speed, just allowing himself to toss the ball slightly higher, grip and turn. Chomo Sharkar was a victim.
Oh, really wild looking shot there, but that is to be expected. Mahmudullah Riyad maybe felt that he had an opportunity to pull it to the onside, just not lining up the ball enough. We're talking about slowing the balls down. It's been done by virtually all the Australian bowlers, and they've realized that just bowling the natural pace or trying to get the pace to do the work will not work on this wicket. They've learned from the mistakes in the previous 2 games. All credit to them, coming back strongly with the ball. Cheeky but effective. Lovely shot. That's what you expect the fag end of a T20 match, and that was done so very nicely.
You learn by experience. Mahmudullah has done that after realizing that it's going to be pace off from Josh Hazelwood. Rather than hitting down the ground, expecting the ball to come on, shimmy across towards the off stump, play it over the short fine leg fielder. Use the little pace that is on offer from Hazelwood. 124.5 Ks. Gets the boundary.
Oh, he goes again, misses out. Very annoyed with himself. But that is the completion of the 19th over. 1 to go, 122 for 6. One over to go in this third T20 international. How many more can Bangladesh garner? Reminder that they defended 131 in the first T20. Oh, that's nicely bowled. Let's see, he's expecting a signal, but it's just one over the shoulder. Slower bouncer. Very.
Yeah, well bowled from Nathan Ellis. He's sticking to his strengths. He likes to get the ball hard into the pitch. Expect that bounce.
I think the bowler got away with that one. I thought it was well over the head of the batsman. Could have been called a wide. Look at this. He's standing on virtually on his tippy toes, and it's about a foot over his head. Couldn't get all of it. Doesn't matter how they come, as long as they come. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 4 more deliveries left. You gotta go. Every ball. Gotta swing your bat. Mahmood Riyad on 48. This is his highest score in T20 internationals as a captain. I emphasize. Played a captain's knock. He wants to finish it on a high. Put a few more numbers on the board. Give his bowlers something to bowl at, defend.
Yeah, the umpire's not happy. Substitute ran on with a towel for Nathan Ellis.
Ellis has gone for 30 prior to this in his 3 overs. Oh, they had to just wait on that. Another attempt at a slow, but what he has done, despite the lack of control, it seems he had taken one hand off, managed to drag it wide and down backward of square for 4 runs.
5th international T20 for Captain Mahmudullah, and first as a captain. What a player he has been, what a servant he has been for Bangladesh cricket over the years. Sense that it might be a short pitch delivery, stayed his ground, he's not charging towards the bowler. Placed it well, knows the job is yet to be completed.
Oh, it's cleaned him up. Well, he had to go for the shots, maybe close the face of the bat. Wrong time to lose the wicket, but possibly he's done his job, taken his team to a decent enough total. Another few runs would come in handy though.
First international T20 wicket for young Nathan Ellis. And to get that with an off stump getting pegged back of the Bangladesh captain will remain a nice memory. Mahmudullah departs for a 52, 127 for 7 Bangladesh.
Well, he'll have to do his bit with the ball, but for the moment, the next two deliveries, he's got to swing his bat. He's in the middle because of a good, accurate delivery by the debutant Ellis, and Mahmoud Riyad a little cramped for space, trying to drag it, bring it across and getting cleaned up. This will be very happy. He'll remember knocking out to the off stump of the Bangladeshi skipper. Walked across, he's got a lashed onto that one. That's going straight to hand, and he gets his second wicket. I can understand Mustafizur Rahman really throwing his bat at it. Had to try and get some quick runs in that manner, but he perishes.
Very good debut. He'll remain on a hat-trick. Mustafizur Rahman trying to get the better of the shorter boundary onto the leg side. An easy catch from Mitchell Marsh. Second wicket for Nathan Ellis. Mustafizur departs 127 for 8.
Last ball of the innings coming up. It's going to be Mahdi who's taken strike. And he's trying to pull it big. There's a fielder coming around. And I think he's got his hat-trick. Goodness gracious me. What a turnaround. They say cricket is a great leveler. 30 runs of his first 3 overs. Then he gets a hat-trick to finish this innings. Fantastic debut here for young Ellis. Smiles break out. And Bangladesh lose another one at the end of the innings.
You require moments of brilliance to get back into the contest. Australia starting off very well today at the start of the game. The last over being thrown to the debutant Nathan Ellis, and earns the hat-trick. It was always dipping on Ashton-Agger, never easy. But when you have a debutant on a hat-trick, you do make an extra bit of an effort. What a moment for him. What a moment for Australia. They go into the dressing room with a big smile, with a wide smile on their faces. Mitchell Starc gave a little speech prior to handing over the cap to Nathan Ellis. I'm sure there'll be one more after the end of the game. Bangladesh finishing the 20 overs with 127 runs on the board. And what a wonderful comeback in the bowling department has been for Australia.
It has been very impressive. Right from the word go, the sorry tale of Naeem and Shomo continue going without really troubling the scorers too much. And Shakib hung around for a while, built up that little partnership with Mahmoud Riyad, who really fought very hard right to the end of the innings, compiling those 52 runs. And then a little cameo of 11. That was all from the lower order on this occasion. 127 for 9 is what they garnered. It's been very, very impressive by the bowlers.
Yes, Nathan Ellis stands out as a performer. The first time a debutant has taken a hat-trick on a T20 international debut, and that's Nathan Ellis for you. A couple of wickets for Zampa and Hazelwood, and ensuring that Bangladesh don't get off the hook and remain with the target which Australia would like to chase down and come back with a win in this series. They require 128 to get into the contest and get a victory. Do join us after a very short break.
Naeem Hassan was the Tampa, dismissing Shomo Shoka early on, trying to go for a sweep. Shakib Al Hassan played well until he was caught brilliantly at long off region, and then Afif Hussain was run out by a direct hit from Alex Carey. Did really well in that occasion. Bangladesh kept losing wickets at regular interval. They needed that partnership until Shamim Hussain looking for those big shots and eventually paid the price. Mahmudullah Riyad hung in, and Nurul Hassan Shohan also tried in until he was the second man to get run out in the innings for Bangladesh. And the captain was the man after scoring his 50. Ellis picked up a hat-trick in his debut, went on to dismiss Mustafizur Rahman and as well as Mehdi Hassan in the end to become the first bowler to pick up a hat-trick on his debut. What a day he's having.
Indeed, on debut, Bangladesh huddle. Pretty sure talk would be to pick up early wickets, puts the pressure on the Australians. Umpires making their way in. Got to be said, the umpiring standards in the entire series so far has been top-notch. Remember all the COVID protocols, the local umpires officiating. See the fielders coming to the middle. To Australian openers, straight away to change. Matthew Wade opening the batting. Tamil Krishan start to outface the Australians. Need to play out their socks, Australia, to remain in the series. Remember, Bangladesh chasing a series win against the opponents. Never won that before the series started. Played 4, lost 4. And in the series so far, played 2-1-2. Captain Matthew Wade, we mentioned the last 2 games was in the middle order, promoting himself to the top order and taking the responsibility.